Hey all, and welcome back to Fuzzy Gaming and a new video on the channel and my first Atlas strategy of the league. I wanted something that was fairly straightforward, very cheap and made decent currency, and I think I found a really nice strategy that certainly suits my playstyle. I'd recommend if you follow this strategy at least get your 4 void stones first. It makes map drops much easier. You also ideally want to be able to run Strand as a T16, which means you have to have your 4 void stones. This strategy is essentially an Alch and Go or even Scour and Go strategy. You don't even have to run mods on the map. You can just run them scoured and plain. You're still going to get pretty much the same loot that I got. I'll go through the loot at the end of the video. It's netted me about 6 to 7 divines an hour doing this. I do run 20 maps per hour. I do them in about 2 minutes 20. So if you're someone who only runs, 10 maps an hour, then obviously adjust the currency down. But I didn't get any unusual drops, so you should pretty much see the same results as me. Let's jump into Atlas Tree first, explain the strategy, and then I'll go over the loot. And I'm also going to show you how to search for the prices to sell your loot at, because it's slightly different now we've got a synchronous trade. So don't miss that at the end of the video. Now this Atlas Tree is probably not optimal. I've got lots of strange scarab nodes, even though we don't really juice the maps. I just had spare points. So let's go through what the strategy is and why we take each thing. The main league mechanic we're putting in is delirium, mainly because everything that you can drop at the end is worth some sort of currency. Yes, delirium orbs are not amazingly expensive at the moment, but you're still going to get 4 to 5 chaos on average for each of them, or you can keep them for later on when they double in value. So we're taking all of the delirium nodes other than the ones that change the fog. My character's really quick. I don't need to slow the fog down. I don't like the one that increases the fog because it makes the map harder for really no reason other than a few extra splinters. So we take +1 to rewards on map completion and more simulacrum splinters. We take chance to drop cluster jewels and delirium orbs, and then the same on the small wheel here. We path up and get chance to generate more rewards, and then the other ones are just chance to get delirium. I'm blocking loads of content mainly because I want to spawn more heist caches, which we'll come on to in a moment. So we're taking chance to have a smuggler's cache here, and then we're taking the heist nodes here that basically give you more chance to drop blueprints and a chance for them to be fully revealed. This node here is also amazing because it basically increases the chance to get a blueprint with every cache that you open in a map. Really important. I'm also taking essences, but I don't tackle every essence. I'll explain what I do in a moment. I had some points left, so I've gone for ambush scarabs. More scarabs here. And then the last few nodes I've filled in are these chance to have a improved offering. They're not amazing, but they can add like 15 to 20 C for a map for what's going to take like 2 minutes for you to get through. I think I had 1 in the 10 maps that I ran. And then other than that, we're taking map drop nodes because I want to try and sustain my maps. The Atlas Tree is in the video description. The last thing to note is we are taking these originator thread nodes up here because the Echo Reverence is worth about 100 C at time of recording. So if I do come across a memory, I want the best chance for it to be Incarnation of Dread. So you want to do reduced chance to get neglect and reduced chance to get fear. If you come across a memory thread that's dread, just run the map scoured, rush the boss, get to the end, drop the key on your 4th or 5th map, sell it to 100, 110 C for no work whatsoever. And then these here just give your maps a chance to have memory influence. Memory influence maps sell for between 15 to 17 chaos on instant trade. So in terms of essences, the reason I've got them on here is I couldn't think of anything else that would go very quickly that can make some currency. But what I'm doing with the essences, I'm taking a stack of Varl orbs with me. If I see that an essence has one of the purple essences, I'm Varl orbing the essence because it's got a chance to turn into one of the special essences. They're not amazingly valuable. They're like 8 to 12 chaos each. But all you do is you Varl it. If it doesn't turn into a special essence, you don't kill it. It may break out on its own, in which case you can either kill it or run away from it. We're only killing the essences when it spawns one of the special essences. You can kill all the essence monsters you want, but normal essences are not worth a lot of currency. Delirium can make them a bit tricky, so I only tackle the essence monsters when there's an essence that's worth 10 chaos or more. So you're going to run this strategy, get however many maps you want to run. Ideally it needs to be Strand because it's very linear, very easy to get to the end. The bosses are pretty easy. because it's linear, you get more splinters drop at the end, and you can pretty much complete the delirium mirror every time. Now, I did die once because I got just chain explosions from delirium and some other mods. So maybe my take-ins would have been a bit better if I didn't die, because that kind of bricked the one delirium mirror. All we're doing is heist on the map device, and then you're going to Alch and Go a map. That is as simple as that. You want to just go through the map as quickly as you can. Don't stop for anything other than the heist caches or lab trials. Keep an eye on the alter mods, because we are running Seer and Exile influence on these maps. We're not taking any of the nodes on Atlas Tree, but you might find that you get, Grand Embers or Chaos Orbs. You may as well click it. It's free loot. But other than that, you're kind of just getting through the map as quick as you can. Don't stop for anything. I don't think it's honestly worth stopping for the lead mechanic, but obviously you can if you want to, but it doesn't slow the fog down. So if you stop to do a lead mechanic, you might find that the delirium fog runs out. But that's the strategy. I've got a loot filter in the video description. There's the Atlas Tree. And in the video description, I've also put basically how to run the strategy. The only annoying thing at the moment, this is a strategy I did last league, and there's I don't know if it's a bug or something that's been introduced now, that when you go to end the delirium early with the fast forward button, it counts down as if it's going to do it, but it doesn't end it early. You've still got to wait until it ends. So I would recommend don't put too much in that's going to slow the fog down. So don't pile loads of essences in, don't open strong boxes, don't do any lead mechanics that add to the time, because you're going to be sitting at the end of the map waiting for your loot to drop. So with that out of the way, let's jump onto the loot, and I'll go through how to sell the items. Before we move on to the loot, I'm doing a Sir GOG, and this is editing fuzzy. I ended the video without actually waiting for all my stuff to sell. So I've got to a figure at the end and said, this is how much I've earned. It's not. I've actually earned a divine more than that. So in terms of hourly, just add 2 divines onto what's going to come at the end of the video. So that's the end of the 10 map sample. I've put anything that isn't going to sell in bulk in my stash tab. I'm not going to vary it as part of the loot. Basically everything that dropped is as expected. The only addition was we had a heat shiver. I've no idea what these are worth now. Yeah, on trade they're about 10C. So yeah, 10 cows, nothing amazing. I'll probably keep that and corrupt it, try and get plus on power charge, because it's something that I'm using on my build. So before we go into the value, let's go through how you price and how you sell these blueprints and contracts. I think only deception contracts are worthwhile. So you just use the search bar to put deception in, and then it will show you all of the contracts, and you can take all the others out. You can try and sell them. I just couldn't be bothered to look at everyone to see what they were worth. So they're all in my heist locker at the minute. You will get loads and loads of contracts. You'll end up with like 60, 70, 80 contracts from 10 maps. So the way I'm going to price these up is I want to sell them fairly quickly. Now I know with asynchronous trade, you don't necessarily have to, but I also want to sell them all at once because I want my money back. I want to go and invest that currency into something else. You will go into Path of Exile trade, just go into item category in here, and then pick a heist contract, which we've already got here. Then you go down to the heist filters. You might need to enable this, and then just click deception minimum level 1. That means you're only going to search for deception contracts. And then you also need to find area level, which is in the map filters. So if you go here, area level 83, because we're running T16 maps, and then you just press search. What you're going to see is loads and loads of item is in demand all over the place. So there was one at 1C. I imagine a lot of these at 2 are in demand as well. So for this, you kind of want to search down until you see ones that aren't so much in demand. Like these are literally insta selling. So what is worthwhile doing, if you can, is look down to 3 chaos to see if they're selling. However, there are ones that are listed like 5 minutes ago for 2C, 4 minutes ago for 2C. So I'm happy to sell these at 2C. You'll get double the price if you want to sell them on TFT. But we're going to go and we're going to sell these. Now, the way I do my merchant tabs is I put headers on these because someone might come buy contracts and they want to run blueprints because you're probably running contracts to get blueprint reveals and go, oh, there's blueprints for 9 chaos. I'll have a look. And then they might buy all of those as well. So all we're going to do, we're going to stick one in at 2 chaos. And then we're just going to put all the rest in as well. And it will remember the last price that you put on an item. So we're just going to stick all of these in. Then we'll go back to PoE trade. Now we want to look for our blueprints. So we will clear the filter. You're going to go up here again, and then in item category, simply put blueprints. We are item level or area level 83. So again, you're going to scroll down to the map bit, do area level 83. That's kind of it. You don't need to do much else for this part. And again, you're just going to press search. I don't know why people are selling them at 4 chaos and 5 because they're way more valuable than that. Just basically keep searching down. That's already gone. If you see stuff selling, keep scrolling past it. Now, I don't think there's a way to ignore stuff in the last hour. You can search for stuff in the last hour, but I don't think you can filter it out. So again, these are just people pricing it stupidly for some reason. Even 8C's in demand and selling really quickly. Again, on TFT, you'll get like 12 chaos for these. So it looks like 8 is definitely still going. So what we're going to do, because I don't want to keep scrolling, is I'm going to price them at 9C, because time is money. If I spend ages scrolling through these items, then I could be doing maps. And these maps take about 2.5 minutes each. So the first thing you want to do, which I've already done, is go through and check the contract. So the second line up, which says wings revealed, most of that will be 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4. But with the Atlas tree we've got the chance to drop fully revealed blueprints. These are worth a lot more because instead of getting 1 reward room, you're going to get 3 or 4. So someone can put a contract in if they're just interested in the last room, and they can run 4 straight away. These are all 1 because I've checked them all already. I've put the other ones over here, and I'll show you how to price those in a moment. So we're going to sell all these at 9. So we're going to go manage shop, blueprints 9C. We're just going to list item. You can either list or just press enter. So it's just control, left click, stick them all in here. I said you probably get like 12C each if you wanted to bulk sell them on TFT. I just want to use the new trade system. So I'm just going to change zones because that will push that stuff through to the trade site. And then we'll go back and hopefully these sell fairly quickly because tons and tons of people rapidly run heist blueprints for, you know, big jackpot items at the end. So someone's already joined. So hopefully they buy loads of items. So he's bought 1 contract so far. Interesting. Anyway, let's go back to our stash tab. So we've priced those up. So what about these 2 blueprints here? So we've got 1 at 3 out of 3 and 1 at 4 out of 4. So all you do, you keep all your filters the same for your blueprints. And then if you go down into the heist filters, you can do wings revealed, minimum 3. These are about 33 chaos last time. No, they've gone up. So 35C is in demand, 36, 37 looks like it's selling, 38 not so much. So we're just going to sell that at 35. So someone is buying contracts, blueprints, lots of stuff selling to the point I can't see my stash, which is a little bit annoying. So I'll have to wait for those to go. So this one is 4 out of 4. We need to check that. So we'll go and put this one up for sale as well, which is this one here. And this is going to be 35C. I mean, I'll just change that tab, not that it matters. And then while I wait for all that stream of text to go, we'll go and check 4 wings. And these essentially should be about, I would think, 45 chaos, looking at the price of that one. So let's have a look. Who sold it? Why would you sell it for 10C? That's insane. So 45 looks like it's selling. 47 isn't. And I am an instant buyout. So we're going to set ours at, we'll set it at 44, which seems fine. So we'll go into our shop. We will just put it in a normal tab here. And we'll say 44 chaos. What's this thing here? Oh, wrong price. Actually, let's pull this out because I don't want to go selling stuff that didn't happen in the actual farming strategy. So that's already all of the contracts out the way and all the blueprints. Now, if you wanted to, you can go and sell your maps. We know strands about 4C each, but I'll keep them to run them. Originator maps, you can sell. If you want to look on trade for these, you just, again, clear the filters, look what map you've got, although I imagine they're mostly the same price. So we go strand map, and then we go down map tier 16, and then you just do originator there, and it will give you the maps, and then you just press search. I can't imagine they're actually, oh no, because they're corrupted. So let's do non-corrupted. And these are 18, 19 chaos. So just to get them sold, do that for 17. I'll do the mess one for 17 as well because I don't want to price check it but we can always do it later. So again, they'll just go in this one, 17 chaos. We'll do that one for 17 as well. All your delirium orbs you can sell on the exchange. Personally, I'm probably going to keep hold of them because they are going to go up in value. But I guess for the purpose of the video, we should sell it. So we've already got chaos. We don't need to do anything with those. Currency exchange stuff we'll do very quickly because everyone knows how to use it. So we'll sell the heat shiver. That's going to go on currency exchange. So the only other thing we need to do for instant trade is, I think, dedication to the goddess, but that might be currency exchange as well. We'll check it out. We left the blueprint for some reason, so let's just stick that in for sale as well. 9 chaos. So sometimes someone will come and buy all your blueprints. Sometimes they might just want a couple, but they'll definitely sell because I price them competitively. Now, obviously, before you start the strategy, check the prices. If they're like 3 chaos, buy them and run them. It's guaranteed money at that price. So we have got some rogue markers, which we can also sell on the exchange. So what we'll do is price up the cluster jewels first. So you ideally want something like PoE Awaken trade for this. It makes it much, much easier. So for this chaos damage one, we're just going to go search. And I'm also going to bring up the trade site because people could price fix because it doesn't show you just instant. So we'll look at instant buyout. 18's just gone up. 20s have just gone up. But there's loads of that. So I think 20 chaos looks fine for that. So we'll go and stick that for sale, which was this one. I think my blueprints have all just sold. So we'll sell that for 20. We go small mana cluster jewel, which looks like it's 10. But again, we're just going to open up the trade site, go onto instant trade and have a look. Yep, 10 seat, loads of them, so we'll do that for 9. We have an 8 passive fire. Is that worth anything? Yeah, potentially. Let's just stick it up for 4 just to get it sold. Then we have a projectile one. Not sure they even sell, but we'll do that 3C. And then we've got a large lightning damage cluster, which looks like... Oh, that's difficult to tell. So again, we're just going to go in and we'll go instant trade. I imagine this is 14C. Yeah, I think so. So we'll stick that up for 14 chaos. And heat shiver. If we then go to, I mean, I think that's fine to do that at 9C. Okay, so that's already all of the stuff that you would have hassle selling last league already done. So then what we'll just do is really quickly sell everything else. The maps I'm not going to bother with, and then we'll see what we're left with. And you should have amassed enough gold. I cleared my gold out before I started, and I've got 76k. From 10 maps, so yeah, you should have plenty of gold to do this. So all you do when you're on the exchange, I'm not going to explain every trade. When you hover over market, hold alt, and it'll give you the difference between the buy and sell. So the competing trades, you can see at the bottom, price it just under there and it will sell. So if we sell this at 48, the reason I want to sell them quickly is because I don't want to fill my stash up. So these are 20 and 19, so I think 19 is absolutely fine for that. We'll look at rogue markers. These aren't going to be very much. They are about whatever this is. How many have we got? 33,000. So if we sell 33,000, I have no idea what rate that's going to be, so we just keep going up until it goes above it. That's fine. It gets it sold. I'm not overly fussed. So put those over there. Then we have 7 stat decks. Running all over the place. 7 stat decks are about 1.2. So we'll just do 7 for 8 for that. Get them sold. Always does that. So I'm just going to sell these for a chaos just so we can get that in the bank. So we'll take these. We've got 4 essence scarabs that are about 1.4 each. So again, we'll just do that to get them sold. 15 grand embers. If I was you, I'd keep hold of these. These will be like 6C in a few days. But this is a currency video, so we're going to sell it. So we're looking at about 1.6 for these. So we should be able to do about that. Oh, bang on. There we go. 24 chaos. 3 paranoia deli scarabs. We're just going to do those for 5C each. Get them sold. 3 Essence of Stability. They're rubbish. They're not worth anything. Get rid of those. Deli Orbs, it's up to you whether you sell them. You're not going to get a lot for them. So we'll go and sell them anyway. The div ones are worth some money, so we'll do 2 for 16. And the problem is people don't search every single type. So you might have some that sell for more than others for no reason whatsoever, really. But we'll get like these I'm keeping. They're not worth selling at that. They'll be worth more later on. Probably those as well, and those and that. So if you wanted to sell them, you're probably looking at maybe another 14 chaos. Okay, so we've stuck our chaos from our sales in there. We've got 5 maps back, and the messes would sell for the same. So what I'll do is just say there was no map cost because messes sell and so does Strand. So we'll say the cost of the strategy was just 10 maps, 5C per map for high sets, 50 chaos. So I've already more than made it back just from the currency exchange stuff. And then we'll go to Faustus and we will go to our shop and see how we're looking. So deception contract sold, blueprint sold, fully revealed sold, the other fully revealed sold, the cluster just sold under my nose. And then we've got these maps here that haven't sold. We could always reprice them a bit later if we wanted to. And we go to merchant, earnings, and we've got a nice amount of chaos orbs. So we'll go and stick these into here. So we ended up with 401 chaos orbs and 50C cost. So we'll say 350 chaos for what was around half an hour. And then if we go here and we'll have a look at the currency exchange for divines, it's about 100. So at this stage of the league, I'm kind of quite happy with that strategy. I didn't have anything drop out of the ordinary, and we got 3.5 divines profit in half an hour. Now, I will say you don't have to out the maps at all. I just did it because I know my character can run them, but there's nothing in this strategy that really gets affected by map quantity. I hope this video helps some people out. I wanted to get my first farming strategy out, but also show people how to actually price and sell the items, because if you're like me and you don't really interact with TFT, you probably pick up heist contracts and blueprints, stick them in your stash and never sell them. Whereas now we have this trade system, we can sell them and it's nice and easy. I'm recording this video and all my stuff's already sold. It's been absolutely amazing. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching, take care, and see you in the next one.